Eric, I missed you, buddy.
It's been a minute.
Dude, it feels weird not doing a show on Wednesday nights. Even when I'm on the road, it feels weird to not do this.
Yeah, I bet. But you had tons of live streams while you were gone, so
It
I
was
think
so
that
great.
makes up for it for a little bit.
It was so great. All right, guys. Well, welcome to episode 123 of the Drag Driver Pete Show, presented by Summit Racing. Y'all, tonight, Drag Week 2025. That's what we're talking about. Tim Gourley is on as our special guest tonight. We're going to tell stories, and I'm telling you, get comfortable. It's going to be fun. We've got a ton of stuff. There's records that were broken. There's stories out the wazoo that you're going to hear tonight about Drag Week 2025. Mr. Eric White, hit that intro so we can get this thing started, dude.
All right, let's do it.
Go ahead. What? Okay, I'm back. What the heck, dude? My computer went black after the intro finished. I was like, here we go again. Whew, man, I can feel my blood pressure go up there. All right, guys. My name is Mike Narx. Man, the ragged host here. This is this man. I can feel it. My blood pressure just went up. My right hand man, Mr. Eric White over here. Dude, introduce yourself. Tell him what you got going on, man.
I am Eric White, co-host of the show in the news. Everything drag drive repeat related, tons of photos, artwork, pretty much you name it. Anything around here. And when I'm not doing this, 815 LSX swaps, which is my personal builds. Haven't put anything on there in a little bit because Motorsports Paparazzi is my other channel that I've been kind of hammering lately, which Facebook Motorsports Paparazzi just got monetized today. So you'll see me hammering away a little bit on that in the upcoming weeks.
That's awesome. It's been cool to watch that, dude. That channel has absolutely popped.
Yeah.
And I think what's really cool is like the A15 is kind of like us here at Drag Driver Pete. Like you're really niched, right? It's LS swaps. You're kind of talking about that stuff, what you're doing in the 815 area, and then Motorsports Paparazzi. We've talked about a lot. You can do anything and everything with that. You know, funny cars, pro mods, drag and drive, jet cars, all that kind of cool stuff. So
Oh yeah.
yeah, I'm excited. So congratulations on that. I do want to let's go ahead and probably bring in our special guest tonight, Mr. Tim Gourley, the co-rider, co-pilot, co-driver on
All of the above.
all the above. Tim, introduce yourself. Tell them about Go Fast and all that kind of cool stuff.
Hey, I am Tim Gourley. I am the photographer and owner of Go Fast Photography. I shoot everything from storm chasing to drag and drive. The drag and drive is really my favorite. Funny cars, pretty much anything with four wheels, some with two. As long as it's got an engine and wheels, I am there to take pictures of it. So
Yeah, Tim had a great experience. He had to hang out with me for 9 days. Eric has had to hang out with me for 9 days. There's a lot of good stories that are going to come from this right here. I'm telling you. Tim, we need to also, I'll add it to the notes now. We need to talk about the diner on the first route day too. So I'm going to add that to the notes while we jump in here. Mr. Eric, will you do the race car friends and sponsors?
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Well, you guys know that we couldn't do everything that we do without you guys supporting us. So thank you, all of our race car friends. You guys got to see a lot of race car friends last week at Drag Week. So I'm sure lots of stories there as well. So again, thank you to all of our race car friends and our sponsors. Obviously, we couldn't do all of this travel. You know, these guys couldn't have went to Drag Week if it wasn't for these sponsors. So if you guys are spending any money, please take a look at these companies that you see on the screen right now and support those that support us. So Summit Racing Equipment, Deechworks, Mahle Motorsports, Driven Racing Oil, Howard's Cam, J-Wire Solution, AFCO, PerformaBuilt Transmissions, Car Change 3D, Power Tube TV, Racing Junk, Sweet Patina, and WAF Racing.
Yes, dude. It's been awesome. I got to hang out with the Summit guys quite a bit. We were going to go to dinner with them on the final night, and I screwed that up too. So, big shout out to them. Misunderstood. I saw the Summit truck leaving at like 4:00, and I thought they were headed back towards Ohio. We're almost to dinner with the Flings, and Tommy texted like, "Hey, you guys about done over there yet?" And we were like, "Oh," I said, "I thought you guys were headed back to Ohio when I saw you guys." And he was like, "Oh no, man, we're here. We're fixing to go eat dinner." I was like, "Oh man," so we wouldn't have had to pay for dinner if we had done that.
Hey, where'd you go?
Well, hey, listen. Sometimes when you're this ugly, you gotta your camera off.
God dang!
Yeah, there we go.
I'm gonna keep rolling. I'm gonna keep rolling.
Hey, there we go.
Whoa.
Oh.
What the heck?
Heyo.
That's not a good joke. Y'all, sorry. Tonight
Hey.
is tonight's been like the last 2 weeks. It's been a little wild around here.
Oh man.
All right. Are you good, or do you need me to keep going here?
No. I'm good now. I don't know what else going on here, but I'll read the Summit ad and then we'll get into some of this fun stuff. Summit Racing Speed Legacy began in 1968.
Oh God, no.
And is now the world speed shop with 4 facilities and 200 plus catalog editions. They save you money. Where am I at? Deliver fast and offer top-notch customer service for more than 1,500 brands. Make sure to download the Summit Racing mobile app for easy access to speed parts. Find them on Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram, and on the On All Cylinders podcast, which we actually listened to a few of those on our way out. From humble origins to the social media lane, Summit Racing stands by your need for speed. Find everything, summitracing.com. Even some Drag Driver Pete merch while you're over there. T-shirts, hoodies. They've got some big brim hats, which I wore all week. It was so nice. I wore my driven hat one day, and my neck got just cooked right off. So I think Driven needs some big brim hats as well. But
Driven has big brim hats.
Oh, well, I need to get me one of those.
Remember, I was selling a bunch of them at Mega Week.
That's right. But I was perusing through summitracing.com and saw this and thought this was I'm always thinking anti-theft. I hate for people to get their shit stolen. And I thought, man, this could be something that anybody could put into a fuel line very easily. So I thought I would show it to you guys tonight. Not that anything's gotten stolen lately, but just thought this would be kind of cool. Very easy ball valve inside the shutoff valve inside your AN fuel line. Makes it super easy. But I just thought this would be a great tip tonight and something very easy to turn on and off in the parking lot, as you're going into the hotel or whatever. So just a thought I had. And then, of course, 1320 getting some killer rollers. This reminded me of the roller shot you and I got of the Summit truck, and I just had to show it there. But it was really cool with all the scenery up there, all the corn. Dude, we passed corn, so much corn. But this was a cool shot. This is probably coming out of Numidia, is what I would assume. I didn't look at which
the exit road of that was the exit road of Numidia.
Perfect. All right, so let's talk about a couple things. Drag Driver Pete updates. The shirts, the parking lot beer shirts are going back up on the website tonight. I did pull those down because I took those with Tim and I to Drag Week, and I didn't want to try and ship them while we were out there. So I pulled them all down from the website. They'll go back up on the dragdriverpete.com/store. That'll be up tonight. Get that ready. I've got, I would say, probably 30 shirts left. And still have all sizes. We're getting really low on large and extra large. So if you need that size, probably better order it ASAP. So it's going to go up after the show tonight. And then I want to give a shout out to our boys, Wes Buck, Mike Carpenter, JT Hudson. Dude, it was super cool at Drag Illustrated. They added me to a Slack group that is like racing updates, and there's like 25 people, 25, I would say, journalists in there, or event people like what we do. And so all week I was sending them photos. I was sending them updates. Hey, look at this story, tell this story. And a lot of that stuff actually made it onto Drag Illustrated, which was super cool. So I would give them like the basic details and a photo, and then they would run with it and make like a, some artwork and things like that. So I just wanted to give a shout out to Drag Illustrated and say thank you all for letting me do that. I appreciate adding me to that group. Since then, I think I've probably helped add some more drag and drive stuff to it. But the reason I'm on tonight is because they actually talked about me and showed a picture of me during Drag Week on the Wes Buck Show, which I thought was super cool. Tim took that photo. Tim, why did you make me look so fat, bro?
Hey, you said snap the photo. Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't get time to edit it. My bad. My bad.
Professional photographer, my ass. Isn't that what Photoshop's for?
Yeah, that's exactly what Photoshop is for.
Yeah, but it was super cool. We're going to talk about the Wes Buck Show later in the episode as well. But I thought this was really neat and a big chance for them to, say thanks for my way to say thanks to them for talking about me on the show.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was super cool. And then of course,
use Photoshop or Chat GPT. Yeah.
Listen, Chat GPT always makes my face look weird. What is the deal with that? Do I look that weird? No, you jerk. Well, let's talk about this. Stay on this real quick because we had a huge week on social as far as everything goes. YouTube, 350,000 views, 500 plus subs to the Facebook or to the YouTube channel, 5,400 watch hours, bro.
Wow,
it was insane. Facebook and Instagram, 3.5 million views over the week, and then 4,400 followers between both channels on Facebook and Instagram. Insane. It was insane. It was crazy.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, it was pretty wild. So anyways, back to the picture at hand here. Drag and Drive Awards presented by Summit Racing, room 235, December 11th. 11 a.m. at PRI. If you guys are not there, I'm going to be upset. Tim has submitted for his PRI media credentials, and the list that's coming with Drag Drive Repeat is getting longer. We have a 10 by 20 booth this year. We're going to do tons of podcasts and tons of live streams from the booth this year. It's going to be awesome.
Sweet.
Yep. All right.
Well, a couple things I wanted to cover real quick.
Yeah, definitely.
Photos have been going up for the circuit. They've slowed down a little bit. I got sick last week, so that took me out a little bit. But the other thing that happened this week that I'm super excited about was the Nova that Dad and I have been working on was to the point where it was ready to be fired up. So this week we spent all week so far getting it prepared, and we did get it to start up. So I threw this video in here. I'm going to play it real quick. It's 10 seconds, but this was our second fire up. So we had the first one, tweak some things. So this is our second fire up of the Nova with the 307.
Bro.
So obviously we still have a ton of work to do. Especially with the exhaust stuff, we just threw the mufflers on so that we didn't murder ourselves in the garage.
Rattle the neighbors.
But this was a pretty exciting moment for him and I. Obviously, we've been working on this for a while. We got the 307. We pulled out the Street 6, got that in. So to be able to get that to fire up was super cool. So I have, again, been behind a little bit on the pictures. Day one of the circuit is almost done. So I've got, I think, another part or two, and day one will be done. Then I'll be moving on to day two. So bear with me as I get back on track with the photo. So,
dude, that's awesome. That thing sounds rowdy.
Yeah, it sounds pretty good.
Yeah, where did y'all end up with that?
it ended up being one of a friend of a friend had this motor just sitting in the garage, and we had been talking about whether to keep the straight six in it or put a V8 in it. And this guy said he had a 307 for pretty cheap. It had been sitting for 20 years. So that's probably the first time it's fired up in 20 some years.
Wow. That's awesome.
Yeah, super cool.
Wow. Well, congratulations to you, sir. That's pretty cool, man.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. Hit us, man.
All right. Driven Racing Oil is the performance engine oil that can do it all. GP1 is the ultimate oil for any race or performance application, whether you're launching hard at the drag strip, enduring the extreme heat of off-road and circle track, or even pushing limits in top field drag boats and demo derbies. Winning racers choose GP1. It's compatible with engines from classic hot rods all the way to cutting-edge race machines. GP1's unique surface cling and high-zinc formulation ensures superior wear protection, particularly for those flat tappet camshafts, while also solving issues like cylinder washout with methanol and ethanol fuels. It's crafted from the legendary Bradford, Pennsylvania base oil, then enhanced with state-of-the-art additive packages. GP1 offers the best in protection and performance. And you guys know DDR10 is our discount code for Driven Racing Oil. You can use that on the website, drivenracingoil.com. Pick up some oil or any one of the other great products that Driven offers, or social media, Driven Racing Oil on Facebook and Instagram. Find out what event they're going to be at near you, and you can swing by there and pick up product as well.
Oh, yeah. Those dudes are awesome. And got to hang out with Jeff a whole bunch during drag week. He was kind of over by the by Goldstone and Robbins quite a bit, so I got to see him often, at least 2 or 3 times a day. So it was pretty cool. He was taking care of us, bringing waters and all that stuff. I don't know why I have that photo in there. Redwood Rally happening right now. It's going on right now, dude. Did you follow Jesse Fox across the country? How cool is that?
Yeah, I seen a few of his posts as he was going across. That's wild. That's a trip.
Yeah, that dude's incredible to make that trip, because we left and it was tough. We drove 300 miles the first night. I think he drove 600
wow.
First afternoon. So it was pretty crazy. One Guy's Garage Drag weekend is this weekend, so that's pretty cool. I hope maybe you can steal some time away and sneak over to Byron.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if that's going to be able to happen. I've got a full weekend already, but if I do get a chance, I might try to.
Yeah,
no
worries.
I might have a little bit of time early Saturday.
Oh, sweet. Yeah, that'd be awesome. Sometime around 9. Maybe just go from there.
Yeah,
just
right.
Your earbuds and walk around.
Hey, we've done that before.
Yeah, 100% we've done that. And then Plates and 28s is this weekend as well. So this is the sick day cruise, like a 1-day event kind of deal. They're going to have a ton of music. This is at Edgewater Motorsports Park.
Yeah.
So I think the drive day's on Saturday, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep. Then that puts us into October, which Six Smokies, our first event in October, coming up October 13th through 19th at Rocket City Dragway. So that one's going to be pretty exciting. And I believe you said you're going to be there for that as well, right?
No, sadly, I'm not going to Six Smokies. It really sucks. I was really excited about having a weekend away with my wife for the first time in like 12 years. And it's not going to happen. So my daughter's homecoming is that Saturday that the event starts, and I just can't be gone for that. I was gone for it last year, and I don't need to be gone for it this year. So
yeah, that's what's going on this Saturday for me as well.
Yeah, I'm bowing out.
Not my daughter, obviously, but
but your son, yeah. So I'm backing out of Six Smokies, but also we have the Throwdown in T-Town, or the Double Down this year, and it starts the 17th. And so it would be such a flip that I don't want to fly in, fly out, all that kind of stuff. So just going to focus on Tulsa for this time, sadly, because I really, really wanted to do Six Smokies.
Yeah, well, there'll be a ton of coverage of Six Smokies, no doubt. Yeah. So definitely be exciting. Then we have, let's see here, Buckeye Skips, which is October 16th through 18th. And that's at, is that Kuno Motorsports Park?
I think it's Coonley. I think Buckeye told us about that one time.
Yep. So that again is coming up October 16th through 18th. And you don't have the other one in here.
Yeah, I don't have Hardass 1000. I was gonna grab a photo from them. Let's actually pull them off the screen there. So Hardass 1000, they had moved back from September. They were gonna do an October date. Well, as of today, it doesn't look like anything is gonna happen. I don't know. I don't know. Have any idea if this event is even gonna happen? Hardass 1000 has kind of been, it's like 2 years, and then we lost Harry. I don't know. So as of the last post, they were giving some refunds. So if you're signed up for the Hardass 1000, jump in the Facebook group they have over there. You can find the link on dragdriverpete.com and let them know what's going on, or let us know what's going on. So we haven't seen anything from there. And then also, just saw this a little bit ago. Actually, just before I walked out here, Sick the Magazine dropped their dates and events for 2026. So I'll be adding those to the Drag and Drive event list. But they don't have tracks and stuff. But 666 is coming back, and Sick Michigan Miles is coming back. So it sounds pretty cool. The Michigan Miles deal, I think that's probably an event we need to look at as far as going. That looked like a ton of fun.
Mm-hmm.
But then the 666, now this is, Tim, help me out here. I don't know how we word this, but we were kind of leaning on Luke at dinner one night pretty hard to see if we could find out about this. So somebody said they wish 666 would come back, and Luke said you may get what you're wishing for, or something to those lines. And then we all started speculating. So my thought is, I think they're probably going to go towards Chicago this time. As far as the route goes, I don't know. Luke didn't tell anything. So for Derek and Tom that are watching this, Luke didn't give up any secrets. I promise. We were trying though, big time. We kept feeding him.
We tried. We tried. Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be exciting.
Hush puppies and drinks and.
Yeah, if it comes up near me, that'll be one that I'll definitely have to jump on board for it.
Yeah, I love the one. Yeah.
Especially being the 100 or it's the 100th anniversary, right?
Yep.
Yeah,
100th so that would be really cool, especially if they end up in Chicago, which listen, they went from Springfield, Missouri to California. So surely they're, they got some plan in there. Obviously he didn't give us any kind of ideas, but we're going to see. So I'm excited to see what all comes from that. Scott Malpass here saying in the comments here that Sick Week starts and ends in Gainesville, which is cool. I think that's one of the first years they've done that, February 1st through 7th. So
hey, listen,
that's the event that kicks off 2026 for us.
Listen, in 1 week you can make it from Chicago to California. Just saying. I don't know about racing days in between there.
I don't know, man. So I've had this conversation.
This isn't the Cannonball Run here,
well, right, and I think that's kind of the conversation that we've had several times with this. Is I wouldn't want to take that trip and be pushed really, really hard to do that. I think 150 or 200 miles a day is probably all you'd want to cover. Well, dude, it's like 2,600 miles or something like that, right? Or probably not that far. It's probably 2,200 miles. Man, that's 10 days. That's a solid 10 days going 200 miles a day. So yeah, it can be pretty wild.
Yeah, and that doesn't include any
done though. We covered like 3,500 miles in 8 days.
But you didn't have any fun. You didn't have any fun, and we were in a rental.
It's 2,448 miles.
2,448.
Yeah. Yep, 2,448.
That's a minimum of 12 days at 200 miles a day.
Yeah.
And there's days where you would cover more than that, I think. But there's days where I think you could probably go 100 miles and spend 10 hours doing that 100 miles.
Hey, and listen, it's kind of like the Power Tour, but the 666 Tour.
Yeah, right. That's exactly right. All right, well, let's jump on. You guys can find all the event details at dragdriverpete.com/event list -2025 or -2026 for upcoming stuff. So
I did want to real quick say, good job, Buckeye Skip, saying they have over 130 for their first year.
Yeah, I'm excited for those guys. They have worked really, really hard to build up the just their whole entire promotion has been great. And there's a lot of people behind it. That area, I think, is a hotbed for something like this, a weekend event. So if you guys are still looking for something to do, Buckeye Skips, man, that's going to be a great event. That or, this weekend, one guy's garage is up in that area, all that kind of stuff.
Yep.
Ralph here says you'll have cars that are days behind on the route. Yeah, that's the struggle. That's why it's not a power tour kind of situation. Everybody's got to do the thing. All right, well, let's jump into J-Wire because this is kind of when we start kicking off some of the drag week coverage here tonight. J-Wire Solutions is your expert car and marine wiring solutions provider. J-Wire Solutions can wire and plumb your hot rod, your race car, your drag and drive car. Plus, they offer products to make your driving experience better, like the heater bypass block off. Me and Jay had a great conversation about why this is so important. I'll just read you what they put here, but then you can also message Jay and ask about it. It says the heater bypass block off is designed to replace the thermostat in an OE style LS water pump, helping you optimize coolant flow in high performance or custom cooling systems. When paired with properly routed heater core lines, this block off prioritizes suction of cool water from the radiator and directs coolant flow back to the radiator. Cool water from the radiator and directs cool. Yeah. Anyways, helping you maintain more stable and consistent engine temps, especially in racing or high load conditions. This is important because if you just loop those lines, that area right there creates like I don't know, you don't get cool water to the engine. You get like this lukewarm mixture of stuff. So he really gave me this big, long explanation why it's so important, and it's like 10 to 15 degrees and all, and like, listen, Jay's way smarter than I am, so just go buy this and put it in your car and be happy with it. So anyways, I thought this was a great product and he's awesome.
Yeah, I have one of these already installed on the Mustang's water pump.
Nice. I can't wait till that thing comes out and starts hitting. Well, the first bit of info is the Thunder Road Raceway Park. And guys, this is important for us drag racers because this is a track that is now reopened because of drag racers and not dudes that have a whole bunch of money. Like this is has been reopened by the Always Send It guys, the folks that have the ugly ass car with the turbos mounted on the rear deck. I mean, like, this is awesome. This is really awesome this is what the community needs. Thunder Road Raceway Park in Louisiana. Please go down. October 11th is their grand reopening, test and tune, no prep style. And it's funny, they were actually arguing with folks in the comments, which I love. I love when people, I want to do it so bad at Tulsa Raceway Park and Tulsa Speedway, but I can't, right? But these guys are in there because, they're like, hey, we're opening with no prep. We just, we got to get this thing going. We got to get some people in the stands. We got to get people through the gate. We're opening with a no prep style test and tune. If you want to come down, this track hasn't been ran in months. Come down, have fun. Let's do this thing. And people are like, well, you can't only run no prep. And they're like, dude, it's a track that's open. Shut up. Go to another track if you want to, And so
we can do whatever we want. We own it.
Yeah, right. Like, dude.
And I like the entry racer fee, any cash donation.
Yeah, I mean, this is what it's going to take. Like, this is what it's going to take is guys coming in and being a part of making stuff happen. And these guys are making it happen for sure. Well, in this segment, I want to talk about these two dudes right here. Y'all, this is a story that's near and dear to my heart. Since I've started doing this, covering drag and drive, this story of these two guys has really stuck out to me. There's not many people that talk about them. There's nobody that knows about them. These two guys don't have social media accounts. They're not out trying to do stuff. You know what they're out doing? They're out doing drag week, and they're badasses. Total badasses. Mm-hmm. Steve Eden, Pete Holm. Man, my just, I don't know what you call it. I don't want to say my heart goes out to you, but my just appreciation goes out to them, I guess is probably the word to say. These guys have finished every drag week they've entered. When you say that, it's like, oh, well, I know other people that have finished every drag week they've entered. Cool. Do you know people that have finished 18 of them? No, you don't. You don't know anybody that's finished 18 drag weeks. I promise you. And then if they haven't done it in the same car, I guarantee you. These guys have finished with 2025, the 18th drag week for them. It's crazy how cool that is. And like,
it's only been 20.
Yeah, dude, it's nuts, man. It's really nuts to think that they've done 18 of them. So that's my next video. That's the video I start tomorrow morning to edit on, and should have finished. That's my number one goal for tomorrow, is to finish the video. I have a pass or two of them from every day. I have a conversation with them from every day. This is one of my favorite stories ever, just simply because these two dudes have been friends since like elementary school. Steve saw it in Hot Rod Magazine and was like, Pete, you want to do this? And Pete said yes. And then for the next 20 years, these dudes did this event in the same car, always finished, no matter what it took. They've put transmissions in, they've repaired engines, they've put axles in, they've done it. This last week, they did rear studs because the 632 that they have in it now has more power than it's ever had, and it bent the wheel studs.
Nice.
So it's so crazy. So I grabbed some stuff. ETs over the years. 2007 was their first event. 12,469 is the average then. 2012 was their slowest finish with a 12,894. And then their best finish was this year, 2025, with a 1031 average, which put them into the SME, the Street Machine Eliminator bracket race. And then Steve goes like 2 or 3 rounds in the 32 car bracket race. It was freaking awesome. Cool, man. It was really cool. Last year, they ran an engine that Steve called the high school engine, which was a motor that he had in another Nova in high school.
Really?
So maybe he should be named Nova Steve. I don't know. But it's pretty awesome. This is one of my favorite stories out there. And this next picture is super cool. Yeah. So those are Hot Rod Drag Week 2008 t-shirts.
How cool.
Dude, there ain't nothing I can fit in that I was wearing in 2008.
Yeah, no kidding.
Working on this Nova, making memories. Man, it was really cool.
Brave doing those in white shirts too, working on the car.
Right. Blew my mind. The one story that is really neat is they had only ever done Drag Week up until 2023 when Six Summer came through, and that's basically in their backyard. Well, Six Summer 2023 comes around. They break I think they hurt the crank in the motor or something like that. And that was the first event they had failed to finish, Six Summer 2023. That also put them to where they could not do Drag Week 2023 because Steve couldn't get the car back together in time. Mm-hmm. So 2023 is the only year they've missed since they started in 2007. Absolutely crazy.
Yeah. Do you know where they're from?
I don't. Close to you, though. I mean, I think they're Southern Illinois, maybe. I don't know. They don't have Facebook. So, typically that's my go-to is I just do that. Well, we were at the route stop when I got this photo. I took both of these photos, by the way. This 2008 t-shirt they were wearing at Drag Week 2025, which, listen, that just tells you you're an OG. If you're in like a first 10 years shirt and you're out there in the pits cruising around, which we see that quite a bit, but dude, 2008. But when I took this photo, what was the story was I telling? God, I don't know. Anyways, badasses, total badasses. Love these guys. Need to have them on the show. Oh, I was talking about Steve he's like, hey, I should probably have your number in case something happens. I can keep you updated. I'm like, dude, please. Whips out a Jitterbug. Like, it was awesome, man. It was awesome. So we had a great time. Really appreciate them. Appreciate Pete. Really, I talked to him quite a bit more than I talked to Steve because Steve would make the pass and I'd run over and grab Pete and ask him how that was. Was it the quickest? All that kind of stuff. Steve ended up running a 10:25, I think on day 4 of the week or something like that. And that's been his fastest pass in all of Drag Week history. So it was right there. I got it on film and all that kind of cool stuff. So that's my video for tomorrow, is to put that one out.
How cool.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited. I hope that at some point in my future, there's something I have done with somebody else for 20 years,
Well, we've done this for 3. We only got 17 more to go.
Right? Hey, remember when we did 6 Summer for 20 years together?
Right.
Yeah. Super cool story there. But again, appreciate them for all the work they put into that. No trailer. They just throw the slicks in the back of the car, small toolbox that goes with them, and they just fix stuff along the way, man. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's awesome.
You know, it's what we always talk about with one car, having one car that long, you kind of end up getting to know, you fix stuff and fix stuff and fix stuff. Now they're to the point where, you know, maybe there's not that much to fix.
Right.
So, except for wheel studs.
Right.
So anyways, I thought that was pretty cool. All right. Again, great to hang out with Jay. Got to talk to those guys a ton because they were in the running there for the street race small block power rider class most of the week. Got some good insight from them. They struggled a little bit. We'll talk about that here in a minute, but just want to say thanks to Jay and Brian for being so open during the week. Cause man, there was some times where Brian was like, nah, I don't want to talk to the camera, you know, like don't bring that over here. I don't have good things to say. So don't bring that over here. So, all right, well, let's move on. Mahle Motorsports and get into some of this street race power rider small block stuff.
All right. Attention racers and high performance enthusiasts, are you ready to start your next engine build? If so, there is no better time than right now to go check out Mahle Motorsport's all-in-one PowerPak piston kit. With over 1,200 applications, these kits come complete with pistons, rings, wrist pins, and the clips, all designed to work together. Mahle Motorsport's PowerPak piston kits take out all of the guesswork, so there's no more trying to determine if a piston will need this ring to work with a certain cylinder size. Mahle Motorsports did all of that engineering for you so you can get to the part that matters, which is building you a power plant that leads to victory lane. Visit MahleMotorsports.com for more details. And for the podcast listeners, Mahle is spelled Mahle.
Well, before we get into this, I want to give a shout out to our boy Tim right down here, Go Fast Photography, for the use of his photos in this. So I want to say thanks to him for riding along. It's pretty awesome. We got to witness history. It was really pretty cool.
Oh yeah.
Riding along, I'm pretty sure I seen him driving and you sleeping most of the time.
We kept track of it. Yeah, go ahead.
It was Chat GPT. It's fine.
Yeah, I definitely sleep in cars, as Eric knows, but we kept track of how many times we had fallen asleep, and my lines were way more than his.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. Well, the street race small block power rider class, dude, you know, that's my jam. I love that. We love that. I feel like these cars are really kind of what Drag and Drive is built around. 850 class limited. These are cars that would be in a parking lot and on a cool set of wheels, look no different than any other show car. Big shout out to Rick Steinke, who really came in with the purpose of resetting a record. Like he wanted to reset this record. And what's crazy is he tied it to the 10,000ths.
Oh man,
how do you do that? You know what I mean? So it's pretty wild. So he tied what I never thought that record would fall, and I guess it didn't. Dustin Trance in 2023 set the record at 85048, and now Rick Steinke has tied him. So I will ask you, Eric. We do the point system and things like that for Drag and Drive. Rick Steinke has a higher mile an hour, and that would be a tiebreaker for us in the system. So is this a new record?
I would say if that's the way that we have it written, then I would say yes, due to the mile an hour.
Okay, cool. Because that's what I have it as on the sheet that I'll be putting out tomorrow as well. So again, it's crazy that it's at the 10,000th decimal. So 8.5048 at 161 miles an hour.
That's so crazy to tie that specific number. You know what I mean?
Yeah, to run it like that. So here's where it's kind of cool that it breaks down. So Rick Steinke's ETs throughout the week: 8.506, 8.502, 8.504, 8.507, 8.505. Second person to ever do all 5 days with a 0, only behind Dustin Trance, who in 2023 did 8.502, which Steinke did as well. 8.508, which Steinke didn't turn in a slip that slow. 8.502 again, which Steinke didn't have two 8.502s. Another 8.508 for Trance and an 8.504.
Man,
so
that is crazy.
Dude, pretty wild that you end up, that close across the entire week. So without the 502 on day 1 and day 3 for Dustin Trance, like you just wouldn't be there. And what's crazy is we talk about like a thousandth of a second. Big shout out to Randy Seward, who says this, who literally told me on the camera. He said that thousandths will make you a crazy person in this game. And he's so true. So Rick Steinke had had it locked up on day 5 with he had the class win locked up with like an 8.516 or something like that. It was a good number. But then comes back into the lane, turns at 8.505. It's crazy, dude. Or maybe he ran 8.505 and then came back because he wanted to do just a little better. But with the one and dones for the first round, it was pretty tough. So the top 6 finishers in that class: Rick Steinke, of course, Ed Schwartz, bro, knocked it out of the park. 8.522 on day 1, finishes second with an 8.5108 average.
Yeah, with a best of 8.502 on day 4.
Yeah. So I'm gonna hurt some people's feelings that were in that class with him. He said he didn't touch the tune-up all week. Bro, like that hurts my heart for some of those guys.
What kind of car was he in?
He's in a white 70 or 71 Nova.
Okay.
So, yeah, kind of our jam.
Yeah, pretty
Nova
much.
and 850. Stop talking. That was man. It was awesome. Had a black vinyl roof. Car just worked, man. It really did. And could he have won the class that week? Who knows? I mean, being we say that far off, he was 600ths off. Like I don't know if he could have gotten that, but he had some pretty salty runs that week. And then there were 2 days. I know he only did one and done on day 1, like turned in the 522 and was going. And he said that's his normal MO. He's like, man, I normally don't do anything. Randy Seward was there. We'll talk about that in just a minute. And so that's kind of why Schwartz just turned his time in and got on the road. But Anthony Cruciata, who is not a new name to this, he's done one event before. He made one pass in 2019 at Drag Week, then went home, fixed the car, raced it around, and then came back this year. Ended up third, 8.5212 average for third place with 2 time slips submitted at an 8.513. I'll let you run through the rest of them, and then we'll talk about some stories.
Yeah, so then that puts us at 4th place, which is Brian Acton with an 8.5248 with a best pass of 8.512. So that's a little bit off from their normal.
Yeah, those guys struggled and they were frustrated. I mean, I was being serious when I said that there were some times where Brian was like, I don't want to talk. I don't want to tell stories because, man,
they're competitive.
Well, and like super competitive, obviously, but then at the same time, like those guys just couldn't get that number ran. They ran a ton of like 55s and 54s and all that stuff all week. It just wouldn't get down there. As you can see, I mean, dude, number 2 ended up with a 851, which is the biggest spread we've seen in several events.
Yeah.
Summer especially, those guys are like the first top 5 are generally 5-0 numbers.
Yeah, which is wild because you go back 5 years and an 8.52.4 is fine to win a class like that.
Oh yeah, and second or third place is like 870s.
Right. It just shows how much this class has evolved, in 5 years. So, so that was 4th place. 5th place was Keith Baker with an 8.5538 with a best pass of 8.513. And then 6th place, Dustin Trance with an 8.5716 with a best pass of 8.54. Again, a little bit off of what their norm is as well.
Yeah, those guys on day 0 went Tim, am I remember it went under like 2 or 3 times, and on day one, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I think they ran. I
They
think
were the ones that like ran under, and then I think they went under again, and then had to. Yeah.
Yep, I think day one that. Yeah, I think you're right. I think they went under twice, and then turned in like a 56 or 58 or something like that on day one. They struggled all week. So
and when you get a big event like this, you can't always get those passes to come back up and try again. So that's what makes it difficult too. When you get, I mean, how many cars were there?
about 412.
412. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, when you run under that first time, you're like, I better get a good one next time because I might not get a third. And then I can't imagine running under a second time going, crap. Like, how many more passes am I going to be able to get today?
Yep. And, let's talk about that for a second. The struggle that a lot of these guys had was, so the way it was set up is you only got one pass during your first call, right? Mm-hmm. So AB radial slick got one pass during the morning run. C class got one, D class got one. Then it was open run. Dude, you may get two at that point. So, when you start trying to do the math, like Rick Steinke said it in one of the interviews with him, he said, I made a pass at like 9 o'clock this morning. The next pass was at 1:30. That's 4.5 hours difference. Like, there's the data you had this morning, completely throw it out the window.
Right.
Guys like Acton and them would make a pass and literally loop almost right back to the lanes. So they could some kind of backup, turn it up, turn it down, whatever. So there weren't nearly as many unders ran this week as there were 57s, 58s, 61s, all that kind of stuff. And then guys turning them up and then going, under just a smidge, and then you're in trouble.
Yeah. And with a class like this, if you're gonna want to be competitive, unless you run an 850 something on that first pass, most of these guys aren't going to one and done. No. If you want to be competitive, if you want to try to podium, a lot of guys may be happy with an 852 and turn it in and go because they know it's going to be 4 hours. But those guys, like, you don't get an 850. What was the average? 8.5048. Like, you don't get that average with a one and done every day.
No, definitely not. And Rick did that a couple days. He got some salty numbers early and then was gone. New names this year, Anthony Cruciato. We talked about him a minute ago, but also Keith Baker, who ended up in 5th. First time to drag week. He did sick week earlier this year for his first drag and drive event ever and finished with an 868 average. Not 868, 855 average. So pretty awesome, man. To be out there and doing it, and built the car for him and his son to do that. Says he does a ton of no prep stuff, and man, I don't know. It was a blast talking to those guys all week. They had an absolute fun time during the week. One other story that came from this class, Randy Seward did not make the week, bro. It's like the first time, like he's won the last 6 classes or events he's entered.
What broke?
Head gasket. He was right next to Brian Acton, who ran, I think that was, when were we at Maple Grove?
That was Maple Grove. That was day 3.
Day 3, yes.
Day 3.
Let's see, Brian Acton, day 3, 851. So nearly Brian's best pass of the week, 851 with a 5, and ends up like just at the finish line, popped the head gasket. It was a huge plume of smoke, kept the car straight and everything like that. But it's pretty wild to watch it down there. Like, oh crap, here we go. This guy's fixing to wad it up, but he didn't. Kept it out of the wall and everything like that. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah. Speaking of keeping cars straight, I did see that video of Goldstone looking like he was gonna go up and over the wall.
Dude, that's a crazy story we're going to talk about here in a minute because I want to get into some of those unlimited guys. Man, that was a crazy struggle for those guys. But the 850 class, hats off to all those guys. Like, let me run through here real quick. I want to see how far down you had to go. See, 6, 7, 8. The top 9 cars had an 8-second average. Jeff Oppenheim being number 9 with an 890 average. 29 cars in that class.
Wow.
Yeah, so pretty awesome.
Well, congrats to Rick for sure.
Yeah, he definitely earned it, man. 85 O's every day in a completely different atmosphere just about every time they came up. Where we Numidia, and it was like the water grains were super high, but the weather was really cool, and so everybody struggled in that class with going too fast. Everybody was really fast at Numidia. Trying to think of what else happened in that class. Man, there were so many cool cars. Green Javelin was in that class. There was a couple stick shift cars in that class. What else, Tim? Help me out. I can't.
Dude.
Tim was just taking photos.
Trying to remember yeah, I know, right? Trying to remember the entire week on as little sleep. I think I've got more sleep in the 3 days that I've been home than I did the entire time we were gone. So
100%. At one point we were counting it. We were 3 days in and had 6 hours of sleep.
Yeah.
What how many photos did you end up with for the week?
Around 9 or 10,000.
Yeah, that was about what I had
from Saturday. Yeah, from Saturday when we started at Outlaw Armageddon to the end of drag week. I think I ended up around the 10,000 mark for photos.
Wow. Yeah. Do you have anything in the notes for Outlaw Armageddon?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
I won't ask questions about that yet then.
Yeah. So the next segment is like kind of the fun Tim and I tell stories from our trip. Thanks to the team at Mahle. Love you guys. You guys are awesome. I appreciate them and all the support they've given us. Man, they answer so many dumb questions of ours. So if you have dumb questions about pistons, hit us up. We'll get you in touch with those guys over there, and we'll go from there. Yeah. Ralph Foy here saying Scott broke the 4-cylinder drag and drive record with the Talon. That's right. We're going to talk about that on Saturday because I want to dig into a little bit of that as well. Scott Glassbrook with the 4G63 rear-wheel drive converted Eagle Talon. All right, so thank you for being our race car friends. Guys, hit the share button. Tim and I are fixing to tell fun stories right here about Drag Week. Just look, it was so cool walking around. And I know there's other people that have T-shirt brands and people buy their shirts up, but dude, there's nothing cooler than seeing people wearing the Race Car Friends shirts or the Drag Driver Pete Summit shirts and hats. Man, the big brim hats were a huge hit. I think they sold out again. And then, seeing the parking lot beer shirts, like those literally went out like the week before Drag Week. So people got those in and probably most took it out of the package and put it in their suitcase.
Right.
So it's super cool to see those around. I want to say thank you all for all of that support. And I really appreciate it a whole bunch. We had several shirts that were sold at the event as well. Several decals sold there as well. I did a really shitty job of setting up every day like I thought I was going to, and sell shirts on site and all that kind of stuff. I just never had time. And then thank you so much to our sponsors, man. I mean, really, we can't do this without those guys. Being able to hang out at the Summit truck just every day for a couple of hours while I either uploaded a video or, just talked to those guys or, sorted through all the stuff we had going on. Appreciate them. Deechworks, Mahle Motorsports, Driven Racing Oil. Those guys are awesome. Driven Hat here. One big shout out to Jeff, who came out, who actually had some oil on hand. Summit brought some Driven oil on hand as well. Who's really cool. Howard's Cams, J-Wire Solutions, AFCO Racing, Car Change 3D, and PerformaBuilt Transmissions. Bro, I'm so sad I didn't come by there. We're going to talk about that in a minute as well. PowerTube TV, who gives us an outlet for all of this other content as well. WAF Racing, Sweet Patina, and Racing Junk Classifieds. We can't do it without those guys. So if you're doing some shopping, hit those guys up. We would appreciate that for sure. And then the gentleman's agreement is simply this. We love doing this. Like, we're going to keep doing this, but we need you guys to hit the follow or subscribe button wherever you're watching this. That's the agreement. We'll do this. You do that. We'll have a great rest of the show. Okay. Let's do some Deechworks stuff because this is fun. Deechworks is a leading manufacturer of high-performance fuel system components. The DW product line includes fuel injectors, pumps, modules, fuel rails, regulators, filters, lines, and fittings, and surge tanks, all engineered to support power levels ranging from 400 to 2200 horsepower. Guys, find Deechworks.com. Type in DDR10 for your setup for any of what I just listed there for your car. They have the complete fuel system that you can use. DDR10 gets you 10% discount on anything you order, including all the cool shirts and all that kind of stuff they do as well. All right. This segment here is about fun. So we're going to talk about some stuff. We're going to start with Outlaw Armageddon because that's what started our trip. So I rented a car. By the time we got to Outlaw Armageddon, we had 300 miles in. Okay. It was pretty wild. Okay. My first Outlaw Armageddon, it was at Tulsa Raceway Park for the first time ever. It was pretty crazy. Tim, what'd you think, dude?
It was fun. I went to, I think the first Outlaw Armageddon and the second. I don't remember if I made it to the third one or not. So this is the first Outlaw Armageddon I've been to in a while. So it was kind of cool to see all of those cars again. Obviously, they've gotten faster and, different combos now. And, but yeah, it was crazy. That Trans Am.
A lot of good wrecks. A lot of good tire spin. I mean, dude, it was a wild event. The first pass, literally first pass, no test, no nothing. The first pass, a young lady puts it in the wall.
Oh no!
Oh man!
right in front of where I was standing.
Yes. So I was kind of outside of the barrier on the passenger side of the car. Tim, left side over on the wall. Perfect, because she goes and just is pointed directly at Tim. You're good looking. Maybe that's what she was trying to do. She basically parked right in front of him.
Yeah, basically, yeah, right in front of me. It was crazy.
Yeah.
So you guys stayed. What day was this? Friday?
Friday. Yep.
Okay. And
Yeah,
you guys
Friday.
stayed there
it was Friday.
all day?
Yes, we stayed. We got to Tulsa at 1:30. Something like that.
About 1:30.
And then stayed until 1:30.
Yeah. AM.
Yeah. So we were there all day. We stayed until they got finished racing and then jumped in the car and drove to Springfield, Missouri, which was about 3 hours from us, and slept in the car for the first night for 3 hours, 2 hours.
Yeah, 2 hours, 3 hours, something like that.
Yeah.
Well,
it was pretty wild.
Being to Outlaw Armageddon, if you finished at 1:30 in the morning, that's early.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's what we were kind of doing the math. We're like, okay, should we like leave no matter what at 11? And we were like, oh man, maybe, I don't know. And by 11, there were still some pretty cool cars in. And the guy, who drove the black Firebird? Chase.
I can't remember his
Wallace,
name.
Willem, something like that. I don't know. It's a W. Chase Wallace, I think. He had won the high roller race Thursday night. So he was still in. So we're like, well, we'll stay. And it just kept, well, we'll stay. Well, we'll stay. Well, we'll stay. So then we stayed till 1:15 and then jumped in the car and hauled ass and made it to Buc-ee's.
Did you see any drag and drive participants?
So only a few, I think 15 entered. We went over. I went over there twice to kind of that area, and nobody was over there. So saw a few cars. Didn't really get to talk to anybody. Really saw Felicia one time, to be honest. She was at the starting line with another class, and just said hey. And so we need to have them on, talk about that event and how they did and the drive and stuff like that. The drive looked awesome. Drove all the way over to Stillwater. One day, 200-mile days, basically. So,
what were some of your guys' favorite cars then for Outlaw Armageddon?
Dude, there were so many cool ones. I really liked Ryan Martin's car. Obviously, that's first gen Camaro gets down. I like Jimmy Dale's 50 Shades of Brown. That's a cool car.
Yeah, that one's cool.
I don't think he raced on Friday though.
No, they I think they did like a deal on Thursday and then they raced on Saturday.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of some of the other stuff.
That Trans Am was insane. That I don't know what kind of RPM that thing turned in the burnout, but it was high for sure.
Yeah. It was all of them. Like, dude, it may have been like 10,000. I don't know. It was pretty insane.
It was nuts. And it was pro charged and nitrous. On top of that, it was crazy.
Yeah, wow. That car was really, really fast. So that started our week. That started our trip. Our legendarily epic trip is what we kind of started referring to it as. We jump in the car, drive to. So that gives us Oklahoma. Then we end up in Missouri at Bucky's at 4 a.m. and slept until 6. The car was so packed. Hang on. Do I have a? Yeah. So this is
Oh, please. Yeah. Do you
this
got
is
a
the car
picture?
before I picked him up.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. He had a suitcase bigger than mine, 3 bags of stuff, and the scooter. So needless to say, dude, you couldn't see out the back glass. It was completely packed.
Ceiling front to back.
Yeah. So you couldn't even lay the seat back for the passenger. So if you slept sitting up. So
Oh my gosh.
it was horrible, dude. You know me, I overpack. I brought the canopy, I brought the table, I brought the chairs, like I was going to set stuff up and never did. It was pretty fun.
Yeah.
So,
I probably would have made you pull that out and set it up every day just because you brought it with. Even if you didn't use it, I'd have been like, listen, get that
Hey.
shit out and set it up because it took up room in there.
That's exactly right.
What kind of rental car were you guys in?
Just a GMC Terrain. So it's like a small or medium sized SUV. I mean, it was not very big at all. Yeah, it was dumb. It was dumb for me to bring all that stuff. But hey, whatever. You never know. And so we left Bucky's. That's Springfield, Missouri. We drove all the way across Missouri. Ended up in Kentucky at Beach Bend at Mo Party. That's what this photo here is from. Mo Party was pretty cool. Got to see Thomas Robb, who was doing autocross in the red truck that actually he raced at the circuit, and then got to hang out with our buddy Matt Monroe, who runs Smoked Meats and Mini Trucks podcast, and then is a big deal within the Sublime Technologies, which is like a Gen 3 Hemi swap company. They basically make a wiring harness and all that kind of stuff for the Gen 3 Hemis. So it was pretty cool, man. We got to do that. We stayed there for 3 hours.
Yeah, 2 or 3 hours, something like that.
Where'd you end up getting tickets to get in there?
So we were going to buy them, but luckily Matt got media passes just right before we got there, like literally 15 minutes.
Matt hooked us up.
Yep. So we walked, he met us at the gate, gave us the media passes. We walked in, and then of course at the end we gave them back to him. You know what I mean? We didn't need them after that, but that gave us our second wristband, our Mo Party wristband.
Yeah. Cause we ended up with, yeah.
Go ahead. Yeah. So we had Outlaw Armageddon.
Oh yeah. We ended up with the VIP wristband.
Yeah. It was pretty cool. So they gave us 2 wristbands to be cool everywhere with at that point. Autocross, got to see Tom Bailey make a pass in the Durango.
You got to ride in the truck, right?
Yeah, got to ride in the truck with Thomas. That was pretty cool. It's all-wheel drive, basically a 03 or 5 96, I don't know, Dodge Ram put down on top of a Dodge Charger all-wheel drive Hemi setup. Pretty cool.
Is that your first time being on an autocross track?
No, I rode with some underpowered car like 10 years ago, but it was the first time to do it with any kind of power. What was crazy though is as we're in the lanes, he goes, "Man, I should have put gas in this thing." Well, about 2/3 of the way around the track, it reared its head. We're going around a pretty hard corner, and it goes. It's like, well. So that was pretty fun. So let's see, that got us into Kentucky. I'm trying to remember the states that we crossed.
So you're into Saturday now, right?
Yeah, we're definitely into Saturday. And so for the folks that are watching this on Facebook or YouTube, you can see our route. The lower route, the southern route there is our trip out, right? So we made a stop at Beach Bend to do Mo Party and then just cruised. I think we left 4 or 5 o'clock, something like that at Beach Bend.
I think it was 4 o'clock.
Yeah. And then we didn't get to Maryland until, dude, when?
5 a.m.
5 a.m. Yeah. So that's 2 nights in a row, if you're paying attention, that we're up till 4 or 5 o'clock a.m.
So, so do you go to a hotel and sleep for a little bit, or?
Yeah. So because we were going to be there for day 0 and, the night before day 0 and then day 1, we went ahead and got that hotel for 2 nights. So that gave us a spot to drop all of our, suitcase and all that kind of stuff. And then slept for 3 hours, something like that. Now we're up to 5 hours of sleep since Friday morning.
And 3 days in.
Yeah, it was pretty wild. It was a great trip, tons of beautiful scenery, but the last, from 7 p.m. or 8 p.m. until 5 a.m. it was dark, so really couldn't see anything at all. So,
And we were in West Virginia on a road that was absolutely dead. Like, we didn't pass but like maybe 10 cars the entirety of this stretch of highway. There was just nobody.
Well,
yeah,
and if it was a similar route that we took on,
yes,
I can't even think. I'm drawing a blank.
yep, on Midwest Drag. So
Midwest
actually,
Drag.
the route you and I took on Midwest Drags was our northern route from when we came back. So this was worse than what you and I took for Midwest Drags.
I was gonna say there were some points where it was like, are we gonna see a gas station before we run out of gas?
Yeah. We somehow it routed us out into the country, and we were literally on a 2-lane, and there would be 15 or 20 minutes where we wouldn't see a single car. There's no lights on people's houses. I mean, like, we're on a 2-lane country road. It's pretty wild. Country highway, I guess, but trees right up next to the road, so you really had to pay attention. Tim drove a lot during that time. I was sleeping.
This is my surprise face there.
That was when the GPS was like rebooting, recalculating. I don't know.
Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, Eric knows I'll sleep anytime, anywhere I can. 3,628 miles on the trip total. By the time I left here and came back.
Okay.
Yeah. So
now you guys are 2 drag week now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it just got crazier from there. So new tracks for me were Maryland International, Numidia. We had been to Cecil County back in 2023, and then Maple Grove, of course, was crazy. Yeah, is that where the GPS failed? Yeah, completely. I was asleep. I was rebooting. I didn't fail. I was rebooting. The Maple Grove track, I think probably my favorite, to be honest with you. Gorgeous. So you're driving into a mountainside. It's really, really cool. What about you, Tim?
Do what? Sorry, the internet's kind of like wonky.
Yeah, your favorite track.
Favorite track? I think Numidia is probably my favorite out of all week. Like, all of them were brand new tracks for me, but Numidia was just, there wasn't a bad background. No matter where you looked, there was something cool to look at. It's in the valley, in the middle of a cornfield. It was really cool.
Yeah, I will say that the backdrop for it was freaking awesome, especially from the big looking down. Wow, all the valley out behind it and stuff is pretty freaking cool. And the line to get in there literally ran all day. There were people still coming in at like 2:00 in the afternoon.
Wow.
Yeah, and we were there on a Tuesday. Like, it was crazy the amount of people that came out as far as spectators on a Tuesday. It was really awesome to see, though.
Yep. So real quick, I want to run through the states we covered because this is kind of neat. Oklahoma, Missouri, Kentucky, West Virginia, Maryland, Pennsylvania, Ohio, Indiana, Illinois, and Arkansas. Like, that's a bunch, dude. And there's I don't know. There's probably not any more around in there. If we did, it wasn't for very long anyways.
I was gonna say, when we were there, we went through, I think, Delaware, so we must have went farther than Maryland.
Yeah, I think one of the tracks for Midwest Drags it wasn't in Delaware, was it? But no, it routed us that way and up instead of going like around Washington D.C., which is what we did for Drag Week.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that was a nightmare. That traffic was crazy.
Yeah, it was pretty wild. Chad here says, I really like Maple Grove. Numidia was cool for a small track. It really was, man. It kind of had like some Mocan vibes, just as far as there wasn't a ton of buildings, there wasn't a ton of asphalt and stuff like that. It was just it was really cool. The next part up, I'm talking about Finnegan and the wheelies, bro.
Oh man,
dude,
that's all he did
all of them. Yeah,
did you
all of them
all week? That's the video I'm doing after Steve Eden video is the Finnegan wheelies.
Yeah, there's no wheels on the ground in this picture, are there?
No, there's nothing touching.
Except for the hitch. The hitch is touching the ground.
Yeah. He took that up and then shifted to second and it stayed up. Usually they shift a second, it'll kind of come down. It did not at all.
Yeah, that's pretty gnarly. And I talked to
Yeah.
Tim a little bit, so you got to actually hang out with Finnegan a little bit, huh?
Yeah, it was really cool.
We
We got
did.
to do pizza and beers, man.
Yeah, in the parking lot. That was super fun.
Yeah, and by that point, I was ready for some parking lot beers. You know, the first 2 nights we didn't have any. I want to say the first night of the race we didn't have any on the road. We got to the hotel, like nobody was there. But after that, we
yeah.
kind of had some good time. We did we pick? Yeah, we picked up pizza at the. Was that the
Yeah, that was
sketchy?
yes, the sketchy neighborhood, sketchy pizza. It was highly rated on Google though, and so I call them, I order, and instead of taking my name down, they give me a number. They're like, "You're number 10." I'm like, "Okay, cool." We pull up at this place, and it's not a place that like really looks that safe. There's people standing outside in a kind of a sketchy manner, and so I wait in the car for a good, I don't know, what was it, 5-10 minutes? As long as the pizza should take to cook. Go inside, tell them I'm there to pick up the order, and as I'm waiting for them to get my order, how many cops do you think walked in? Like 9 or 10 of them?
Yeah, at least 9.
And they just walk in this joint and they're standing off to the side, and I was like, okay. And some of them had like parole enforcement, and like they all had different stuff on the back of their t-shirt. It was wild.
Yeah, the sheriff, parole enforcement, police officer, and so they come walking by. So Tim's in. I can't see him. They come walking by, and then it's quiet on the street. There is nobody on the street when they did that. So it's pretty intense. So we get that.
Yeah.
We go back. That was when we had the beers and pizza with Finnegan, and then Chad here saying I took a tip from Tony Angelo for cheesesteaks and went to Gazzo Steaks. Sounds pretty good. But Tony Angelo, big shout out to those guys. They bought like 100 pizzas for the Eastwood route stop.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
It was good too. It was a good pizza.
Yeah. And what was really cool is it gave everybody a chance to just kind of hang out, man. People took the opportunity to really spend the time together and do that. It was really fun.
Yeah, Jim here saying he was in the other lane during that wheelie.
Oh, yeah, man.
Oh, yeah.
It was crazy. Whoever was in the other lane with Mike got a show.
Every time he made a pass.
Every time. Even on the last day when he was using like a borrowed stock T56, still got a show. Do you want to talk about the day one route stop?
or the fact that we missed one of them,
the lag thereof,
the one that we were looking forward to.
Yeah, so your boy over here, I'll blame it on me, even though Tim was reading the paper directions. So they had like the ride with GPS deal. You could scan the QR code and you could follow it on the route. Like it wouldn't give you turn by turn directions, but you could see it, right? So we were using the screen on my phone and the route turn by turn directions on the paper to kind of figure out where we were. We hit the first route stop. It was great, man. We're having a great time. Tim's taking a ton of photos. The second route stop, I'm like, man, we haven't seen this thing anywhere, and we haven't seen cars in a little while. We're like, man, are we lost?
We were also,
like,
I will interject and say that we were boogieing down the highway and taking a whole bunch of like rolling shots and videos and pictures, and so we kind of got distracted by that and somehow missed the turn for the second route stop, which was a diner, a place that we could get food that didn't come from a gas station, and we didn't realize we missed it until we were to Numidia Dragway. So we were like an hour and a half from it.
Yeah.
And that was the cool old diner, wasn't it?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
The cool old Tim didn't talk to me for 15 minutes.
The one that would have been great to take pictures of.
Dude.
Yeah.
It would have been great for photos. Great for photos. Tim is like jonesing to light paint. He's like, dude, he's all telling me what all he's going to do. And we just right on by that, dude.
Yeah, we go to get off the highway, and I was like, wait a second. This says, I think it was like a a left or a right, and this thing wants us to take a left, and I was like, something's wrong. Like, this isn't matching up. And I Google input the name of the diner, and we're past it by like an hour and a half. And then there
Yeah.
was dead silence in the car for, like Mike said, probably a solid 15 minutes. It was just like,
and I was like, dude, we'll go back. And it was already like 11 o'clock at that point, and we were both like, no,
yeah,
let's not. So we didn't, sadly. But you know, your boy missed one, and it would have been a great one, because then we didn't have a diner the entire trip. We didn't eat at Waffle House the entire trip. I failed everyone. It was sad.
You didn't get to the
we
barbecue
did get
place?
barbecue. Yeah, we did get to the barbecue
Yeah,
place.
that's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, we did do that. Well, we talked about the Finnegan shots. Yeah. Sorry, here. Let me get this here. I want to talk about these rollers. And Tim, I want to just lead us through, how much fun did you have doing these?
Oh man, dude, there was so many cool cars and like backgrounds, and like most of these people I had no idea who they were, but I felt like I came away from the week round the clock diner. Yep, that was the one we missed.
As we pull up
but
Will's car.
yeah, right. But yeah, you know, like I went into the week not knowing a whole lot of people, but I came away from it feeling like I had like 400 new friends, because it was just so much fun.
Yeah. The rollers from this trip, you guys got to go follow Go Fast Photography right now. Just pause this, go over there, because it's bangers.
There's more where those came from. There's
a
whole lot more. I think tomorrow I'm gonna get back to working on them. I don't know. I was good Sunday. Got up, worked on a bunch of photos, got some stuff posted. Monday was get back to the grind. Had to gym, get ready for work. Tuesday went to work. Today I didn't get anything accomplished because I woke up feeling like I got run over by a dump truck. So we're just gonna chalk that up to drag and drive hangover.
Yes, 100%, dude. I had it hard. I didn't do anything car related Sunday at all.
Is there going to be albums of these photos on Drag Drive Repeat Facebook?
Yes. So I've put out day 0. Tim is providing us with some photos because he's so nice, and we love that dude for doing that. Appreciate that a whole lot. But you know, he's going to share just a small portion of the stuff with us to put on. Go Fast will be your main source. A couple hundred photos there for sure out of his 10,000. Dude, it was so cool. I want to tell a story of the first drive day, because like that was the day we went through all the crazy mountains, right? Or was that day 2?
No, that was I think that was day 2. That was when I took this roller where we ended up. Yeah, we left Numidia and headed to Maple Grove. Yes, Maple Grove, and ended up in the mountains.
It was crazy. 9% grade, dude. Like that's that's insane. 9% is like steep as hell for folks that don't know at home. It was nuts, dude. We followed Graham Hayes. We followed Will up the hill, right? So up, and then kind of at the top, we had done some up and down, and his brakes were pretty hot. So we pull in with him. Then we follow Graham Hayes down the hill, and could smell Graham's brakes the entire way. Like the whole, he said he almost died once he got to the bottom. Bryant Goldstone had to get on the trans brake like 6 or 7 times to stop the car. Said the tires were chirping, just basically locking the transmission up to slow the car down. End up in the gravel on the side of the road trying to scrub off speed, like just crazy.
Yeah.
Whoever drove the route didn't think about that kind of stuff whenever they were, driving along the car.
Yeah. There was also right before we hit the mountain road, there was that road that had graded completely to nothing and had raised manhole covers that stuck up out of the ground that would have been oil pan killers had they not marked them out in the road. And there was some strategic weaving there to kind of avoid them.
Yeah, it was great. The weaving of all the cars, and they were going real slow the whole time. Oh man, I thought I put that photo in here. No, I did miss one of the rollers, though. I do want to give a shout out to these folks, Quarter Horse Customs
Oh
on
yeah, yeah.
YouTube. This is a fun one. This was a great couple. They hung out with us all week. We saw them every day. But yeah, great rollers. Crazy stuff, dude. The hills were wild. The mountains, I guess, were wild. But everybody said 660 miles, man. It's like the shortest drag week ever. But as soon as we started looking at where we were going to be and all that, I knew it was going to be tough. And I think everybody else did too. So everybody was trying to get their one pass done and then roll out. And dude, you saw how that worked out on some of the 850 class stuff. Those guys just didn't. So really, by the time you would get to the afternoon, by 1 o'clock, man, I'd say half or more of the cars were already gone every day because they were trying to get on the road. So
yeah, 150 miles, but it felt like it took 6 or 8 hours just to go 150 miles. It was nuts. It was so crazy.
Yeah, you know how it goes. You stop at a route stop for, what's going to be 10 minutes is 30 or 40.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Trying to think of some of the other route stops that were cool. The train was really cool. I think that was day 3. And what was really cool about that is we pull in maybe day 4. I don't think it wasn't the last one, was it?
No, it wasn't the last one. The last one was the wasn't that the airplane museum?
Oh yeah. The airplane museum was
really
super.
But yeah, the train one was really neat. I wish we could have seen that in the day. That would have been cool to actually check it out.
Yeah, another day where 120 miles took us 5 hours to cover. But the train was cool because there was a performance shop around the corner that had been hearing cars all day. Like they knew they were coming, all that kind of stuff. But so these two dudes pull up in like Honda Civics that are slammed and turbo kits on them. And they're like, "Oh my God!" They're jumping out there. "Oh, this car's so cool!" And they're running around looking at all the cars. It was pretty neat to see everybody react like they did. A lot of times we end up places where people don't know we're going to be there, and these guys didn't. I mean, everybody knew we were going to be there. It was awesome.
Yeah, it was really cool. That the aviation museum, that was really neat.
Mm-hmm.
The performance shop that we stopped at, what was that?
American Speed.
Yeah, I think American Speed something. That one was really cool because it brought out a bunch of local people with cool cars, and like it kind of turned into this, really neat little car show hangout. There was some trailer burnouts,
some good ones,
fun stuff.
But
there were some heaters.
The road was like 2.5 cars wide. So
yeah, it wasn't.
If anybody was there were also cars parked on the side of the street. And then you had people trying to do burnouts and cars oncoming. And there's no, if things had gone bad, it would have gone real bad. And a ton of traffic, tons and tons and tons of traffic right there. So it was pretty wild, dude. It was probably the most congested route stop we had the whole time.
Wow.
Yeah, I think so. Probably.
Yeah. It was neat though. They had a really cool shop inside and did all the stuff. It was pretty badass.
They also had, I don't know if you noticed, they also had a big section for driven racing oil for sale. So I thought that was pretty cool.
Yep. Driven's taking over, baby.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that was really neat. What was the Porsche shop that we stopped at? I think that was that day 1?
That was day 1. Yeah, the RPS performance or something like that. They wouldn't let you take photos inside unless you tagged them. So
that wasn't
that.
That wasn't the actual Porsche shop. That was the one behind. It was some high-end car dealership, and I guess since they noticed everybody was there, they decided to open their doors. But yeah, I know I was in there taking pictures. I know 1320 was in there doing some kind of stuff, and that was when somebody that worked there was like, yeah, you can't post those unless you tag us. And I was like, all right, I'm out. So I'll see you guys later. Like, it's cool. But I mean, there was a McLaren Senna. Those are super rare, multi-million-dollar car.
They had some cool
Lexus LFA.
Yeah.
The Lexus LFA. Those are, again, crazy rare.
They lost me when they wouldn't fix the Volvo dude's wheel.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, they wouldn't let him. So I don't know if you guys saw the photo I posted today or shared today from 1320 with that crazy deal through the side of the tire. They wouldn't let him fix that tire there at the shop. So they basically had to do it on the ground outside.
Wow.
Yeah. So it was pretty crazy, dude. There was a ton of cars in that parking lot. And then, of course, dude, that was day one because that's when we messed up. Because we were going to follow.
Yeah, it was after.
Yeah, we were going to follow Ned, and we missed him leaving, right?
Yeah, he left before we did, and we were trying to chase him down or find him.
Yeah, it was only like 10 minutes, and we were hauling ass trying to catch up to him. And I guess he pulled over for gas. So that really kind of got us turned around, got our timing all off.
Yeah, that's where we messed up. But yeah, there was a bunch of cars. That's actually where we that really cool black GNX. They had like the big block and twin turbos. Yeah. That's where they figured out they had lost reverse in the transmission, and they were like, "Yeah, we're done."
Yep.
So
the Volvo poured like a gallon of power steering fluid out, so they had to.
They blew the fitting up.
Yep. Yeah. Finnegan. Who else? Oh, that was when I got the interview with Phil Gulledge in the S10, the orange S10. That was really cool.
Oh yeah, with the blower and the cool.
Yep.
The cool throttle body setup.
That was his first route stop after trying at least 3 times. So I think he has failed 3 times, and this was his 4th, and he made it to. That was his first route stop, bro. Can you imagine doing all that work and you get there and you don't even make it out of the parking lot? He had done that 3 times. I'm pretty sure it was 3 times before that. But he made the week.
I mean, that was who was it? Schroeder didn't make a good pass, and I don't think he left MIR.
No, I know he didn't.
He didn't make a good pass on because they kept like tire shaking he kept going into like a wheelie status and
all over the bars and it was crazy. What else, man? But there's one other segment we'll talk about Ned Dunphy and Bryant Goldstone and all that kind of stuff. But I'm trying to remember of our adventures, man. It was just so crazy. There's so much stuff, so much, and we did a horrible job of recording me and you in the car. Which I do too. We don't do enough of us, we're trying to tell
right? We need to do a dash cam and just record like in the car video for the.
No way. There was you get delirious after about 4 days.
We were slap happy. Farts were funny. We made up 2 words for Buc-ee's in Kentucky.
Yeah, it was great.
It was crazy.
We had a great time. All right. Well, let's move on. Let's wrap up this show, guys. Thank you so much to Deechworks. Love those guys. Same deal with Deechworks, 10% discount code DDR10 over there for any of your fueling needs, fuel pumps, modules, rails, injectors, anything that sends fuel to your engine, they have it. So we appreciate them and all the support they give us. I know those guys are tired of talking to us about all the different stuff that they've gotten and we need, and all the cars we've got built in our head. So, all right, let's move into the PerformaBuilt transmission segment here.
All right.
I'll let you read that one.
PerformaBuilt is the official transmission builder of Drag Drive Repeat. At PerformaBuilt Transmissions, the goal is to engineer and build the toughest transmissions on the planet. PerformaBuilt doesn't just rebuild transmissions, they systematically re-engineer each model to eliminate OEM flaws and to achieve the highest levels of performance. That's why they say their transmissions are not just built, they are PerformaBuilt.
Oh, yeah.
And so before the show, I asked you, did you guys stop at PerformaBuilt? And I haven't heard this story yet because you told me that you weren't going to tell me the story because it was good and we needed to do it on here. So I am ready to hear this story now.
So your boy strikes again. So we have day one where I missed the route stop, the diner that Tim is just, oh my gosh.
I was just looking forward to it because it was food that wasn't from gas station.
Food, and it's gonna light paint. So I'm already in the doghouse. Are you ready for this? We pull up to Numidia. We do. Oh, I wish I wish I had grabbed some of those photos from you. So Tim actually shot some,
Oh, yeah,
solar
yeah.
system photos while we were out there because there was no lights way out in the country. Anyways,
Yeah, I was out in the middle of
we go into
nowhere.
town. We get, we do dinner, all that kind of stuff. We come back the next morning. We're hanging out. We park right in front of the Summit truck. We're going to leave.
Oh, God. Oh, this story. Oh,
Cannot
man.
find the keys, dude. So it was like 2:00. 30% of the cars are gone. No big deal. Summit's gone. I guess it's probably 3. Summit's gone. Cannot find the keys. We literally look for an hour. Like, what was crazy, this is a key part of the story. The car would lock and unlock. Would not start. It would lock and unlock. I can't explain to you the stress because I rented that car in Arkansas. You don't get an extra key when you're in a car.
And we're in
the middle of nowhere. So I get on the phone, like we walk the starting line, the staging lanes, looking in the grass everywhere. I'm asking everybody, people in the office, everything. Asking the Summit guys, calling them on the phone. Hey, did I lay them there? Well, I'm asking Jay Grabiak because I went to their pits and had hot dogs and set my camera down and thought, man, if I had those keys, I'd have set them down with my camera for whatever dumb reason. They don't have them. Well, they've packed all their stuff up. Well, I don't remember seeing them. We can stop and pull everything out. No, don't do that. The car locks and unlocks. This is a key part here. You ready for this?
Yeah. So the keys are somewhere.
Yeah. So we're literally taking everything in the car out because my wife's Infiniti will not start unless the key is in the front seats.
Okay.
Perfect. We are pulling everything out of this car and putting it in the front seat, trying to start it. Nothing's working. Nothing at all is working. Full panic. I'm on the phone.
I yard sailed the entire back of it. It's all out on the
Suitcases
pavement.
are open. Every box that we had in there. You guys saw how packed it was earlier. You know how bad it was. Everything is out. I'm on the phone with locksmiths trying to find somebody that'll even come out there because one of them is like an hour. The only one that answered the phone is an hour and a half away. They're like, it'll be several $100s for us to do it, and we'll have to get that key from the dealership. So have you talked to a dealership to see if there's one close to you? Maybe you can have a friend run grab the key so we can program it when we get there. Okay, cool. You be working on that. I'm going to start calling dealerships, see if I can find them. Quickest a dealership can get it's Friday. Call the locksmiths back. Don't worry about it. We can't get a key till Friday. So we're in full panic mode. Nothing is working.
It's been how long
People
at this
are
point?
steadily leaving.
It's been an hour and a half or 2 hours. It's probably 2 hours by the time we find the keys, which comes in a second. We have Rick Johnson of Gear Vendors standing there, and he's like, so the Flings are standing there. Tara, Sean, Matt are standing there because they're like, hey, y'all can ride with us, but we can't take all of this shit.
It's so much
is like, we can fit all of your stuff in the RV, but you'll have to ride with them. No problem. Thank you guys. Hang out for just a minute. We're trying to get this figured out. So I'm like, if I call the rental car place, it's now 4:00 out there, 3:00 in Arkansas. Can I get them to overnight a key, early morning delivery, and we'll just sleep here at the track or whatever. So anyways, turns out Sean Fling walks up and goes, what are y'all looking for? Like, oh, the keys, man. I mean, shit's everywhere. He goes, oh, they're on the roof.
They were on the roof the entire time.
If we had Jell-O, Tim would have wrestled me right there.
How did they get on the roof?
So, I had the guy's name. I think it was Kevin
Somebody bought
Dunn.
a shirt. Who was it that bought a shirt?
So they bought a shirt and stickers, and I needed something from the rear passenger door area. I think it was the stickers that I had up there. And so I go up there to get them, and I guess I had them in my pocket and set them on the roof for whatever reason. Dude, Tim would have killed me. The look he gave me went to my soul. I'm telling you. He was like,
I don't even remember looking at you. I remember throwing my hat because I was like, we're
on the ground looking.
Yeah.
We're opening the fuel door. We've torn seats apart, trying to see if they've fallen in between seats. You know, I've been elbow deep under the front seat trying to feel around. Dude, it was so crazy. What's the great story here is that it wouldn't start without them in the car. Because if it had started with them on the roof, the first gas station we'd have been screwed.
Yeah.
Because we'd have drove right off.
Yeah.
It was pretty wild. So that's why we didn't stop at PerformaBuilt, was because, dude, I'm serious. We spent 2 hours doing that, and by the time we left there like we followed Brian Acton and Jay Blanchard out, and that was it. I mean, there was like 15 cars left.
And who walked up and saw them?
Sean Fling.
And just walked up and just saw them sitting there?
Yeah, he was like, "Oh, they're right here on the roof."
So where we were parked, the staging lanes was right next. Well, it was like a slope to them.
Yeah.
So it was probably up a foot and a half. So he was standing up on that while Tara's sitting in the van. He's standing up on that and just has the perfect line of sight because they were behind the roof rail. So you really couldn't see them. But we were all over the ground. I'm on the wiper cowl. I'm calling Summit. You know, did you guys see these anywhere?
Everywhere.
Dude, I felt
nobody
like
thought to look on the roof.
Nobody. So the whole rest of the week was, they're on the roof. They're on the roof.
Yeah,
Anything,
they're on the roof. You lose the keys, they're on the roof.
It was on the roof.
So essentially,
after that, he made me give him to Tara Fling every day.
So essentially, I missed an event, and you can't keep your shit together. That's what I hear.
100%. That's what I'm saying. So you're coming next time, right?
We did. I would walk into the timing tower because that's where they took the slips at, and I would be like, "Here you go, Tara. Here's the keys. I'll get them back for you from you when we leave." And that was what we did the rest of the week.
Yeah, it was pretty wild. I mean, like, dude, I'm serious. I was in full. Like, we were fixing to go rent a car in town and leave that there and just have them ship the keys to Numidia, and we'd have picked it up on the way out of town or so. I don't know. I mean, I don't even know what we'd have done.
Your mom is laughing at you right now.
Dude.
Oh, she knows. She knows.
It was stressful. And then when we got done, it was like they were on the roof the entire time. Like, fuck.
The entire time.
I was fixing to go to the top end and look for them because that was the last place I was at.
But he didn't because his scooter was dead. Or he'd been down there digging through all the grass.
So this is what, like 6 o'clock now by the time you get the
pretty
keys?
Close.
And then you got to load everything back into the car now?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It was probably almost 5 by the time we left, and racing stopped at 3. So, like, dude, I'm telling you, there were probably maybe 20 cars there when we left. It was getting pretty sketch.
Brian and them were waiting on us. I felt bad.
Yeah, so I was over in their trailer, tearing their trailer apart, because I had set my camera down with them at some point when I was talking to them. Then Sean Fling, Tim had a great idea to write on the side of the car, like how many, caffeine drinks we'd had, how many hours of sleep we'd had, states
hours of sleep. Yeah.
Bucky's. There was something else. There was something else on there. How many of those we had, So like people were taking photos of that. Sean thought it was funny, took a picture of it. You can see the keys in Sean Fling's photo.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God.
All right. Mental note. The next event I go on with you, I'm going to hold on to the keys.
Yeah, 100%.
Or I'm going to bring you a carabiner, and you're going to be one of those guys that have it wearing on your belt loop.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hanging around your neck with the bell. That way you can find it. You know where it's at.
Yes. Yeah, 100%. I don't think we locked the truck at all week either. So it wouldn't have mattered. We left them in there. It wouldn't have locked with them inside anyway. So I don't know.
True. I have done that before.
Yeah. It was pretty wild. It was pretty wild. It was a great story. So, I mean, hey, that's why we didn't make it by Ryan. I apologize. But dude, by the time we got done there, we were within a mile of his shop. I mean, we were right around the corner, and we were so late, and I was so frazzled by that point that I just couldn't make it work. So we ended up passing right by. And that was when we were in the town that had all the road graded, that had the everything that stuck up, the manhole covers and all that stuff that stuck up. Not that we were carried in the GMC terrain, but we kept waiting on a big oil down from somewhere. So we just kept driving. Anyways, let's talk fun stuff.
And then we hit the mountain roads right after that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it was it was a wild week. It was a wild week. Let's talk about records here because huge deal happened.
Dude.
Ned Dunphy choked up on the bat and took it deep. We have a new overall drag and drive quarter mile record that has been in place since 2016. So nearly 10 years, Ned Dunphy took it down. Crazy to think that we literally watched history right there. This is a big deal. I want to talk about this with you guys in a minute, but Ned Dunphy, 617 with an 8 average now. And then the old record, Jeff Lutz set in 2016 with a 619, 18 average. So took it down by what's crazy is really, what's that, 13 thousandths, something like that. Somewhere in there. So, and Ned said it best. He goes, Jeff did that record with like a sledgehammer compared to the rocket ship that Ned has right now. Like the amount of technology that's on Ned's Viper is insane. So many, I mean, it's got a fully custom built block. I mean, like the Steve Morris block, like that's not one you just call somewhere and order, it's a whole thing. So pretty awesome. I feel like once we see these records fall, are we going to see a rush, right? So we know Lutz went 591 on Saturday or on Sunday in day zero testing. Yeah. But couldn't back it up on day one. So did he use 100% of his luck on day zero and go out and make that pass? Yes, I guess. But then couldn't make it the rest of the week. So the only next event that we're going to see this kind of stuff at is possibly sick week, but we know big tire cars struggle at sick week. Those guys aren't laying down perfect numbers. So, and even if sick week does reset that record, you still have the record that was held at drag week, right? So, man, it's just really crazy to me that we're right on the cusp of what is probably the craziest era in drag and drive.
Right.
Like so many high-powered cars are being built right now.
And like Goldstone comes out with his brand new car, first event, and finishes second.
Yeah, and ends up running like a 627.
Right.
To stay on Ned real quick, because I want to talk about Ryan's accomplishment, because dude, it's really badass. Ned was on the Wes Buck Show today talking about his experience. What was really cool, I really would like you guys to go watch it. Make comments in Wes's comment section on Drag Illustrated YouTube channel. Ned is like, he does RVW racing. He's done roll racing. He, high levels of drag racing and stuff here. And he's like, this was a blast. He just talks about how much fun he had and how doing a drag week or a drag and drive is really one of the best things because you spend so much time in the car. He's like, the more I built the car, the faster it went, the less time I spent in it. You're being pushed to the lanes, you're being pushed to the pits, you're getting a minute and a half in the car each time. He's like, we would do that and then we would drive it 250 miles. So this was a huge accomplishment for him, and for him to be on like the Wes Buck Show, who covers a ton of pro mod stuff and everything like that. It's pretty cool. Brandon Parker says starting at Gainesville for sick week 26 could be the move for big tire cars. I hope, everybody's got to run the same.
Do you think they're gonna? Because I know they notoriously prep for like the radial guys. Do you think they're going to change up the prep and try and get that big tire record? Because
I don't know.
As a promoter,
there's a bounty for it. So Bailey wants it. Bailey wants that 5-second average, and if he can do it at sick week, all the better. So will we see Ned there? Will we see Lutz at sick week? Who knows what the offseason is going to bring for speed promotions racing, and the no prep kings and all that kind of stuff for Jeff Lutz. But is that really a possibility for these guys? I think sick week probably has the best opportunity to see it if we can get some good air down there, which obviously we will. But can they get the right kind of prep to make these big tire cars go down like they should? I don't know. I hope.
Right.
So, and then when you see that, so let's say that as we talk about drag and drive and national level events, they bill that one as the Super Bowl of drag and drive. So let's say that has the best air, the best tracks, all that event is the key for your quickest times and all that kind of stuff. But you still have, we're looking for a 5-second average at drag week. Who's the OG? We're looking for some who can finish in the sixes at Mega Week or at Race Week, Rocky Mountain Race Week. Who can do that in the mountains, which they're going back to this year. So we may have that at Sick Week, but we still have all of these other events that really need or that really have those records that are hanging there. So can we see somebody like Brian Goldstone go out there and destroy stuff, destroy records at Sick Week, at Drag Week, at Rocky Mountain Race Week? I mean, if anybody can, it's this guy. So I want to give Bryant a huge shout out. What's his name? Mike Carpenter at Drag Illustrated in episode 401 said that Bryant Goldstone is a tone setter in drag and drive right now. And I can't agree with him more. Like, building this brand new car, he is a beast.
Yeah, I mean, he had 3 tests on it before he brought it out to drag week.
Yeah, 3 passes on it. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
None of those were full quarter-mile hits. Like, it was at the Midwest Drag Race Series race that weekend. He would just run it. He ran one pass to 500 feet. That was it.
Did he have the Javelin with him, or did he only bring the new car?
I didn't see the trailer, so to be honest, I don't think he brought the Javelin with him. So we never saw it. If he did, we never saw it.
Yeah.
And this car went 627 on a track it never should have went 627 on, and it was late in the day, so the heat was totally against him. So Scott Malpass here
and
saying
that's after the parachute issue on day 0, where he went full bore out the back door and the parachutes didn't come out, and he puts it in the sand trap. That's why it's got the duct tape fixings on the front end to make it the rest of the week.
Yeah, his first pass ended up with rocks in the headlight. So
yeah,
I mean, it really,
those are Goldstones.
Goldstones, yeah. Did a great job on the tape job though. It's on the fender that you're looking at right there. You can't even tell that there's duct tape holding the fender together just above the wheel arch.
Nice.
Yeah, so he had the headlights taped in, so they would stay. The front end was a little messed up, probably not enough to affect aerodynamics or anything like that. But man, this car, dude, it's a force. To run 627 and that was on day 3 or 4. Sorry, let me get back up to it here. On day 3, so they're already 450 miles in when it did that. So pretty badass to get there. Yeah, Scott's here saying, just talking about the 5s. There's a list of who they expect: Lutz, Cletus, Lasala, Taylor. Unless Taylor gets a new car, I don't think her car is going that fast. I
think they were talking about building a new one, weren't they?
Maybe, but I mean, I don't think it'll be done.
I think there were some rumors floating around. I don't know if they actually are or not.
Yeah. Goldstone, Tom Bailey, Steve Morris. I don't know. I haven't seen Steve's car go that close yet. And then Finnegan with the new car. I don't think is it going to be at 6 week would be the question mark for somebody to answer. I'll message Mike after this and see kind of what the plan is for that. But big shout out to Goldstone. I can't pat them on the back enough. Those guys went out, kicked ass. They basically had to rewire half the front of the engine on Friday morning after their first pass. It wouldn't do a burnout, so they backed it out of the lanes and went over, basically rewired. They had a crank sensor that was bad, but they basically had to rewire the front end to figure out that that's what it was.
Oh wow!
It was intense, and they needed a good pass to keep their second place overall. So these guys, I mean, to take a completely unproven car and go, what was their average for the week? 660. So
Yeah.
Yeah, 660. So 627 is his best ET is a PB by more than a tenth. And then he's been 235, I think, or 230s in the javelin. I can't remember the mile an hour. I can't remember how much more the mile an hour is for him, but I mean, in the first event, and he was all down himself trying, oh man, it's that car's way faster, all that kind of stuff. I'm like, bro, you got 670 miles on it. Like,
Right.
get over
Right.
yourself. This car's going to be bad to the bone. I really feel like it's a front runner. And Brian hates to be second. Hates it with deep passion.
Yeah, but I mean, he has, what'd you say, 11, or what do you say, 11 guitars? I mean, that's
11
insane.
guitars.
Like, that is nuts.
Yeah, and you only get that by finishing top 3 in drag week, sick week, or sick summer.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
pretty freaking cool. This car is going to be. I can't wait. I can't wait.
And I'm sure he's gonna, do some more testing, obviously, before the end of the year. I don't know if there's any more events. He's probably not going to do any more events this year.
I don't think so with this car. As far as events wise, now Brian Robbins was saying at the end of the video, if you guys watch it today, but Brian said that there's a test session at Dragway 42 this weekend with some of the IHRA guys, and they're thinking about maybe he was going to try and talk Bryant into taking the car in. And the car finished under its own power, so I would imagine they'll probably do that.
So I don't know if you have this answer, but with him finishing second, where does that rank him in the world champion points?
It's going to be real close. It's going to be real close because that car is so fast. So I haven't finished that yet. I'm trying to get all of that done. That's another thing on the list for tomorrow. So I've got Steve Eden video. I've got the points. It's number 2. And because I want to deep dive on that on Saturday because we still have like 4 week-long drag and drive events left in the year. So there's, still opportunity for somebody to come in and take the win. But it should be really, really close because he's at 93 points right now, but one of those events will fall off. And so if he ends up at like 37 points, it's going to be really close because he will have 74 or 6 from his 2 events before. And so if he ends up at 36 points with this one, man, it's going to be close.
Yeah.
So currently, just to answer that question for everybody else, Randy Seward is currently leading the overall Drag and Drive World Champion point series. So it'd be so freaking badass if an 850 car won that.
Yeah.
All right. So as we wind down here, just a couple other people to shout out. Glenn Sheely, bro, NA small block, runs 830s all week with Ed Enzer as your co-pilot. Get out of here. Are you kidding me?
Oh man, dude, that thing was beautiful.
Oh yeah, no trailer, quickest car with no trailer.
Yeah,
just bad to the bone. In a small block.
And he also went out there and put it on the bumper day 1. Day 0. Was it day 1?
Day 1, yeah.
Yeah.
Have
he
you
was
watched
the first one to put it on the bumper?
Yeah. Have you watched the 1320 video with him in it?
No.
Where they're like, hey, you just put that on the trailer hitch, and he was like, what? And he like jumps down and he looks. He's like, there's rubber on the bottom of the trailer hitch. It's pretty cool.
Oh yeah, they were talking about that in the media room. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, pretty cool, man. Mega wheelie for sure.
Dude,
and that car built by Larry Larson went out and just bad to the bone. I don't know if he drove it in or not. He didn't act like he did. I would think they probably trailered it.
Yeah, I think they trailered it in, but yeah, they drove it all week with 0 trailer.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it. Drove on the radials that they raced on, man. It's always super cool to see that. Yeah. And then another big shout out to Jason Tabscott, Jason and Amanda Tabscott coming out. Dude, 850s in this car. Come on. 2 years in the making. Completely new power plant. Completely new engine architecture, everything that they, it's Gen 1 small block stuff, but it's like SB2, like NASCAR shit. One of the most outlandish builds that's out there. And big shout out to them for going 850s in this car. That's something that they've wanted to do for a very, very long time, and they got it done. And actually, hang on, I want to make sure
they broke their record for NA small block,
Yes.
right? And then
Yep.
Sheely came in and absolutely annihilated it with.
Yeah, I almost felt bad.
Ground.
Yeah.
Dude. Yeah.
Jason Tapscott goes 854, 861, 860, 860 with a 9, and 861. It was pretty wild, dude. And you got to think, like, for a long, long time, Tapscott's been the man. He's been
he's held that record
NA
for
guy
a long time.
out on top. So super cool to see them back. I mean, dude, we've missed them. That NA small block stuff, tons of RPM, high RPM burnouts, man. It really makes for fun stuff. And you see wheelies, this like from Sheely doing the wheelies, and then Tapscott hung the wheels out at 60 or 100 feet just about every time he launched that car. It was badass to watch. And he was do a single throttle body, where Sheely has two throttle bodies on his setup. So tons of different ways to make power, but they were definitely leaning on it to get there.
Oh, definitely, for sure.
And then the last bit here, Phil Gulledge, big shout out to him. This guy, like we talked earlier, this was his third or fourth event, and he had never made it to the route. Like, not one time before this had made it to the route. Well, he finished the week this week. They had to rebuild the transmission. I had to put in an all new gear set, and a Linko style setup in it. All new build there. Then they caught it on fire. Had to rewire half the stuff inside the cab. They pulled something like remember when Royce Payton would put the throttle body on the bottom of the blower and kind of route around the blower? They were doing that.
I have a picture of that. Dang it. I wish I'd have sent it.
Well, I mean, I'm sure you probably, I've got videos of it. I just didn't do anything. So I just want to give him a shout out here. I mean, it's that kind of determination.
Yeah, it was very cool.
Very
like Ned Dunphy. Do what?
What's that thing run?
It was quick. Hold on, I'll tell you. I should have put that in the notes. Sorry.
7, 6. I think it went a low 7. I thought.
770 on one day.
Yeah.
770 for the best pass of the week, but it's a 770 at 177 miles an hour. How about that? And then a 1290, a 20, because he just broke the beams. That was the day he was rebuilding the transmission.
That was I think Cecil was the day that he just went up and like broke the beams.
And then a 15.0 and an 814 back at Maryland.
Okay, so kind of all over the place, but
yeah, I mean, definitely, and that's what you get on those big jobs.
Yeah,
God, dude,
that's not
that takes some guts to power that thing down the road, and it's got to be obnoxiously like loud.
Oh, he said it is next level loud. Like, you can't even imagine how loud it is. But yeah, they had a great week. And it's really one of the only blower style cars like that we see. We see, some supercharged cars, but nothing like what this car is. It's just insane. So big shout out to those guys. Big shout out to everybody that finished, man. If you finished with a 15-second average at Drag Week, you earned a big pat on the back, because listen, those hills were no joke. And then last bit here before we shut it down, I just want to give a shout out to PerformaBuilt. They helped Joseph Giunta with his car, which is the one here. It has a root style blower on it. Got him some parts, I think. And then I think they were gonna open up somebody's transmission and help rebuild it, but ended up not needing it. It was something simpler to fix. So big shout out to PerformaBuilt for being open to letting people, use the lifts and stuff like that. I'm just glad they didn't have to. And again, I'm so sorry for not stopping by, dude. I kick myself for not taking the time to do that. But I knew we would be there there's no way we could get out of there for less than an hour. So pretty crazy. Last bit, then we'll end this thing, I promise, was the post that everybody saw of, like, what should we do on our way home? That was a great.
God, yeah.
Hey, we're going to
That
be
was
driving
funny.
on Saturday, and we're going to stop for 2 hours. Did anybody see my wife's comment in there? She said, "Nope, just come home."
Yeah, but
So
I mean,
that's
it doesn't help that like you left and everything at your house went like haywire.
Dude, the AC went haywire. Something else. There was something else
Was it
went
an
inside.
alarm system or something
Oh
freaked
yeah,
out
the
or didn't
screen threw out
work?
the
Or, yeah.
alarm. Man, so yeah, by the time Friday came around, we were ready to be home anyways. And if the awards had been done at like 4 o'clock, we probably would have stayed, or we probably would have stopped on the way home. But they didn't get done till 8:30, something like that.
Something like
And
that. Yeah.
we rolled.
So when did you guys actually end up getting back home?
I got back to my house at like midnight
Yeah.
Sunday morning, and
Yeah.
then Mike had another hour or something to his house.
Yeah. So it was late enough. I slept until
Yeah.
7 a.m. on Sunday. So
yeah, I think I was up at like 7 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, we did 300 miles the Friday night after eating dinner with the Flings and like 13 other people.
Yeah, well,
Tanya,
basically the hot rod staff. Yeah.
yeah, Tanya Turk, Keith Turk, all those guys. Got to meet the dude that is the NHRA tech director or IHRA tech director. That was kind of cool.
Yeah.
Josh Hamming, that was a neat deal. We got to have dinner with them, and then got on the road at probably 10, drove 300 miles. Did we get a hotel that night?
Yeah, we stopped in I don't remember
Some
where,
shitty
Pennsylvania.
town.
Or, yeah,
Dude,
Uniontown.
Uniontown hotel room.
Yeah.
It was anyways.
Yeah, because somebody was already checked in. They had to go check it or something. I don't know. It was wild.
And then we finished up. It was just over 1,000 miles Saturday by the time I got home. So it was a long day, dude.
I bet.
Yeah.
I think if it hadn't have been so hot on Friday, I would have been more apt to be like, yeah, sure, let's make a pit stop at one of these races on the way home. But it was so like all of the heat that we missed out on the front half of the week found us on Friday. And by noon on Friday, I found Mike. I was like, I know stopping on the way home sounds fun, but like, can we just go home? Like, I'm beat.
Yeah. It was pretty brutal.
A war in the woods. That would have been cool.
Man, that'd have been cool. To say the least, we missed Eric White for sure.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
we got to do that. We got to do that again. I don't know if we'll do a road trip like that again, or we're just gonna not do one event and we'll all fly.
Yeah.
I mean, there you go.
Yeah, the road trip was cool. I wish we'd have rented a minivan. It'd have been worth the extra $400, I think, by the end of the week to be able
extra
to sleep.
space.
Yeah. So,
dude, I'm thinking like optimal road trip though, like the three of us, and that way we can rotate like whoever's sleeping, whoever's navigating, and whoever's driving. Like that would be 100% ideal.
And rollers.
Yes.
Yeah. Somebody hanging out the van door and somebody out the window be perfect.
Yeah, exactly. Scott Woody hung out the door. Like they opened the door and he was like, I guess inches from the ground. Got some epic shots. That guy proves time and time again why he is who he is. Just killer stuff.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, Mr. Eric, you want to take us out?
Absolutely.
Well, here, hang on real quick. Tim, we're going to put you big screen here. Tell everybody how much fun you had, and then we'll close this thing down.
Oh, man. Why do I got to be big screen? Dude, it was so much fun. Like I said, I went into this event. This is the, I think, second national event. I did Rocky Mountain Race Week last year. So second national event I've ever been to. I went in not knowing a whole lot of people and came out feeling like I made like 400 new friends, and it was a blast. I would do it again. I would rather do it than go to work. So, I mean, there's that. And that may still be the drag and drive hangover talking for sure. So, yeah, it was a blast.
Dude, well, I appreciate the all the just, kind words during the trip, even though he wanted to punch me when we missed the first, when we missed the diner, and then when I lost the keys.
Angry, yes, but I was good after I launched my hat and glasses across the staging lanes. I know that, it's fine.
It was a good time. It was a good time. All right.
It was, yeah. I mean, those are stories we're going to tell forever.
Yeah. It's on the roof.
Yeah, they're on the roof. Ken Bucky's.
Get Bucky's.
All
Nice.
right. Well, appreciate everybody chiming in, kind of reminiscing on your guys' week and watching the show. Again, you guys support us. We wouldn't be doing this if you guys weren't watching or racing. Obviously, that's where we get our content from. So you guys are our race car friends, and thank you for being those race car friends and also our sponsors. We wouldn't have been able to travel to all the events this year and still what we've got up to come, with PRI and everything. So if you guys are buying parts, please check out the companies that are on the screen right now and see if they have what you need. Again, Summit Racing Equipment, Deechworks, Mahle Motorsports, Driven Racing Oil, Howard's Cam, J-Wire Solution, AFCO, PerformaBuilt Transmission, Car Change 3D, Power Tube TV, Racing Junk, Sweet Patina, and WAF Racing. Saturday morning, right?
Yeah, dude.
All right. We will see everybody then.
Later. How